Now, maybe you don't want a relationship. Maybe you are done with women. Maybe you are completely fed up and thrown in the towel. I know I got a bunch of black pill guys on here, guys who just want to focus on their money. Maybe they've been married, been divorced, not going to do it again. That's great, man. I've never been married. I can't speak on all that stuff. All right. I don't have kids. And I've technically been single for almost 9 years. Now, I've dated guys. You can talk shit in the comments. I have dated, been with women, but I haven't really actually been in a committed relationship in almost 9 years. I lived by myself for a while. I've got very comfortable being alone, but maybe you're that guy out there that really would like your person. Maybe you would like to, and maybe you are putting in an effort with your job and your money and, trying to build more value into yourself and all this stuff. I'm not going to talk about all the cliche stuff you always hear about, but all these things are important. It's important to, build as much value as you can, resources, work on your physique, maximize the cards that you are dealt with in life. Okay. If you have a doomer mindset, like you're going to attract more of that into your life. Okay. So it's about the energy that you give off. And you can only control what you can control. I mean, the dating apps are pretty fucked these days. I wouldn't even waste time on it, to be honest. Like, unless you're like a Chad, they're probably not going to be very helpful because I'm pretty sure, 90% of the women are only going for that top, 10% of the guys in their area, right? And it's tough. The dating apps are fucked. You got to try to meet women in person and just be out there, okay? But so many guys are going to stay single forever because they have a doomer mindset, but also because they're outcome dependent, right? So fixated on the outcome. You want something so bad, like you want the girl, you want the relation, you want it to work out, but you're so hyper fixated on that. It's almost like you putting that energy out into the universe, you're going to repel what you actually want. And guys, if it's meant for you, it'll be. If it's not for you, it won't be. All right? All you can do is focus on yourself and your life. But there's definitely a percentage of guys out here that aren't taking care of their physical health. They're not taking care of their mental, physical, emotional, spiritual health, neglecting the physical health, right? Neglecting the pillars. You need to have alignment, mind, body, and spirit. And this means we're constantly improving, but we need to be on the path. But you neglect your physical health, that's the foundation. There's no sense of urgency for a lot of people either. What do I mean by that? I mean, move with purpose, move with intention. You should be planning your days. You should be going after the things that you want in life, but less force and more flow. Going after the things that you want, but also striking a balance between just allowing to whatever come to your life that'll come into your life and not trying to force things that aren't meant to be. Being able to detach, being outcome independent, you know, date different women, put yourself out there, and don't commit to one woman until she shows up consistently. A lot of guys are going to stay single for forever because they're not going and dating out of the country. Because, guys, there are other countries, by the way. All right. Shout out Passport Bros. There are other countries where you can go meet women. Okay. So go to another country, bro. It's not over. Got a victim mindset. So many guys are going to stay single for forever because they're trapped in their own victim mindset, their own excuses and limiting beliefs that they have. Right. There's also too many distractions, man. Too much noise in your life. There's no detox. You need to detox from the vices, overindulgence, and the porn, the video games, and Netflix, toxic people, people's fucking opinions that don't even matter. You got to detox. I'm not saying that video games are bad. I'm not saying that some of this stuff is bad. It's just there's too many toxic poisons in your life that are dragging you down, and so you don't have that clarity. And there's no clarity on the mission, right? But you have to detox and rebuild. Spend time in solitude, spend time journaling, reflecting, right? Taking in fresh perspective, purging your social circle, and being around winners and people that inspire you and push you to grow, people that are positive and uplifting. It's getting rid of the negativity in your life. And then, figuring out what your purpose is, your mission. If you haven't seen the video I have on that, I've already talked about this before, but if you literally have no idea, I have a free training. The link is in the description. It's a 40-minute free training. Check it out. Hope it helps. But another reason a lot of guys are going to stay single for forever is too cold, not balanced enough. Well, what do I mean by that? So I was blue pilled before, after one failed relationship after the next, getting cheated on, getting left, getting ghosted, all nonstop. And then I fell into the red pill community, where I think there's some good stuff in there. Take the meat, leave the bones, is what I say. But I was too cold. I was too closed off. I had too much armor on. So you got to have the balance between being open to receiving and not being completely closed off, right? Taking principles from Stoicism and taking principles from being a masculine, grounded man, but also being open to connecting with the right woman who shows up for you, okay? Who shows up for you consistently. And then just not being genuinely focused on your purpose, like so hyper fixated on obsessed with the dating apps, obsessed with validation. You pour, you pour your self-worth and you pour your self-worth and you build your confidence from a false foundation. Your confidence is built from external validation, from things that you achieve and from the validation of women. And then you put in all your self-worth and everything you're doing for yourself in your life, everything you're building, everything is for other people. It's not for yourself. You have to live for yourself, man. And you can't sweat the dating stuff. Like, if it's meant to be, it'll be, bro. You just gotta, all you can do is show it as your best self and continue improving yourself. I'm not gonna feed you the same bullshit. Oh, just chase money. All that stuff is important. Yes, resources, but it's about the internal state of the man. Do you know how many guys I've talked to that had got there, the high value guys, and they still are struggling, man? They're still struggling. It's about the internal state of the man. And that internal state is that saying, I'm outcome independent. I'm focused on myself, my mission, my life, and I'm good either way, man. I know that I'm worthy of having that in my life, of attracting that into my life. But the guys who are doomers, throwing in the towel, this depressing mindset, man, they're not going to get anything. You have to have some bit of hope, right? And just not give a fuck. Like, just outcome independent. Keep your options open, okay? You have to be outcome independent. That is huge. It's actually what really shifted things for me because while I can date and go out with women and meet women, it's hard for me to find like what I'm really looking for. But maybe it's just not meant to be right now in terms of, having my person. You want love and that relationship and all that. Man, you're not going to ever attract that into your life until you give it to yourself first. Showing up for yourself, nurturing yourself, taking care of your mind, body, spirit. And when you do that, you're then saying, I am giving this love to myself. I am worthy of receiving the highest love because I already gave it to myself. The highest love is the love that you can give to yourself. You've got to be focused on your purpose and just live your life, man. And if you want to be doomer and depressed, then fine, but you probably already clicked off by now anyway. Focus on building, live your life, and put in the work every single day, man, and just exist and just be. And just know that it's not your timing, it's God's timing, okay? And have faith. God bless. The divine is the one in charge here, whatever you want to call it. I call it God. Let me know in the comments what your biggest struggle is right now in the dating market, okay? I really want to know. It helps me make better content for you guys. And also, too, bro, embrace these single years. Optimize it. Have an abundance mindset. Attract, never chase. If you're single in your 20s and 30s right now, it's okay. Focus on you in your life and build. And there's probably a lot of areas that need improvement anyway. That's all I got for you guys today, man. Subscribe to the channel, dropping videos every week. And if you're truly serious about leveling up, truly serious about making a change, if you struggle with attracting beautiful women, if you're tired of getting ghosted, if you're tired of your physique and you want to look better, if you don't know what your purpose is, bro, check out the free training. Link is in the description, and I'll check you guys in the next one.